Alright, so, yes, everything is still janky as shit. I, I just realized in the last video that, and audio levels are super stupid. Like, Jesus, I've always had trouble, setting these audio settings up correctly. I'm realizing now I have to speak directly into the mic, and now it kind of works. And, it's really annoying when I'm doing videos on different things because with how like unrelegated volume levels are, right? Some albums are so loud, some aren't. So like like every time I gotta do a video, it seems gotta like rebalance all the audio, and sometimes you just can't hear anything, and I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna have to start taking that a bit more not seriously, but I guess I'm gonna have to fucking spend several minutes resetting audio settings like every time I want to do anything, which I hate. But at least people will be able to hear literally anything. So we're gonna do this right now. We're gonna do MATMOS. I have never really listened to these guys before at all. It is 1:09 in the morning, and we're gonna do that now. So MATMOS is I guess you could say electronic music, I guess. I don't know if it technically classifies as plunderphonics, but basically they are a electronic group with I don't know if it's more than one person. Point is, they have a metric shit ton of albums, and they all have some kind of unique concept, right? With their sampling, right? Like, for example, Ultimate Care 2, his entire album only sampling a washing machine. Metallic Life is random pieces of metal. Plastic Anniversary is plastic. And this one, the first one I want to do, A Chance to Cut is a Chance to Cure, is an album that is only made from sample sounds from real surgeries. So anything you hear, any bleeps, any boops, any drums, it's all going to be taken from actual surgeries. So this will be interesting. We're going to get into this now. I would love if I had a better, proper microphone that was a bit longer, but I guess I don't. So I'm going to have to scrouch over in little gremlin pose and hold a microphone directly up to my face. Hopefully this time you'll be able to actually hear literally anything. I've been thinking about redoing some of my old videos for a long time, and a few of them actually had no audio at fucking all, which is great when I find out literally a year later. Not embarrassing at all. And hopefully now we'll be able to actually hear the music and me at the same time. Alright, track 1, Lipostudio, and so on. Kind of squelchy. Also, kind of funky, surprisingly. Actually, might not be true, every single thing. Those are clearly drums. I'm hearing other stuff that's clearly like an oboe or something before as well. So maybe it's like mostly everything. maybe they're recreating some of these sounds and timbres. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of that weird like Indian yelling, which I'm sure is not real and racist stereotypes from old cartoons, but like I remember seeing that a lot as a kid. Who would like hand over mouth thing. Kind of reminded me of that for a second. What is that? Looney Tunes or something? Whatever. Never mind. Not important. Literally not important. The first part of the song too also really reminded me of like a DS era Nintendo game. Just like the background music in those. Nice and chill. All right. Real drums all of a sudden. Interesting. I like to sit more comfortably. I can. Damn microphone, which I'm getting a new one soon, so hopefully I won't have to deal with this shitty one anymore.
And so on.
Nice, nice, nice. Next track is LASIK. Maybe it's I don't know. IA? Like the Vocaloid thing. Well. Liking these textures. Seems pretty interesting. Kind of reminds me of something that not Nurse with Wound, not Mersbo, but maybe Mersbo. This is more like a prurient kind of sound. At least one of his many hundreds of sounds. He's done a lot of things. Halfway through, we're now just getting the sort of a beat. I wish I could stand for this thing. Yeah, I do, but it's broken. But chord's too short. Well, hold on. Well, I had to make the phone stand out. I don't know where it is. Interesting song, too. I kind of like it, but like not really. I don't know if I'd ever go back to it, but strangely enough, like I would leave it on if it was on. Did I ever actually
Sunshine.
Next track, Spondy.
Playground. Raincoat. Hot dog. Oatmeal.
Is not a hot dog, my man.
Railroad. Ice cream. Bathtub. Pancake. Eardrum. Sunshine. Lunchbox. Playground.
I know what this is. It's like
Raincoat.
a teaching someone
Hot dog.
all the associations again.
Oatmeal. Railroad. Ice cream. Bathtub. Pancakes. Eardrum. Sunshine. Lunchbox.
is crisp. I need to try to listen to the song on my studio monitor speakers. One of the few songs like that would actually benefit from like a full spectrum speaker. It's got sub, it's got super high, it's got everything. Got a lot of different details and sound effects going on too. Lots of odd mixing.
Cowboy. 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 Cowboy.
I don't really have too much to say. I'm just more so commenting on some of the samples and things you're using. It's really interesting just as a concept for the album, you know. I mean, you know, you sometimes hear like music is everywhere and you can make music out of everything, and like, yeah, kinda, pretty much, you know. Everything has a pitch to it, you know, and depending on how like broad your perception of what music is, you know, it's more and more true, you know. We should more to talk about it. It's more so like just taking it all in, you know. All the different like sounds and things that they're doing. It's super interesting. Little bro is not playing that guitar. It did sound strangely good. It did fit. It fit with everything else very well, actually.
Deeply embedded in the thick bone which forms the base of the skull are two little tubes, one on each side of the head, which serve as the sense organs of hearing. Contrary to what
I gotta hold on. Huh?
Deeply embedded in the thick bone which forms the base of the skull are two little tubes, one on each side of the head, which serve as the sense organs of hearing. Contrary to what would seem to be the more natural state.
I have to be not hearing that correctly, because I clearly hear them talking about, I think, ears. I think. And they say there's two on the side of the head. And then I hear them say it's a sex organ. I mean, when you're on the internet for as long as me, you see a lot of things. I ain't saying anything, but like, I don't like that.
Bone which forms the base of the skull are two little tubes, one on each
Forms
side
the
of the head,
base of the skull, side of the head. Lots of conflicting info there, and I don't like it.
When one scrapes away these somewhat spongy bones surrounding, one finds that each tube is coiled up much like the shell of a garden snail. For this reason, the customary name for the tube during hundreds of years has been the snail. The anatomist, speaking in an international
Zero out of 10. Don't fucking do that. Track 4, year Chan Tan Sikwi. Sounds like some fucking Game and Watch. Game and Watch that. Fucking Game and Watch ass shit, man. Sorry, that was me. Ignore that. Liking this one so far. Somewhat surprisingly. $20. Oh, it is a duo. Field recordings, okay. That was 2001. I thought that was more recent. Damn. I might check out... I kind of want to check out that one at some point. What? Like in this one. This all kind of reminds me of like IDM music, you know. More about like more about like the texture and all these, you know, extremely intricate, complicated like patterns and stuff. I don't know if this classifies as that, but it's really interesting. I don't know if I like that ending. It's a bit weird in the headphones, but these headphones are also pretty bad for mixing. Track 5 for Felix and all the rats. Oddly symphonic almost in its feel, and with the orchestration almost. Actually, it might be actual like violins or some other kind of like bowed string resonance. Maybe they got some like weird cables or something. I don't know. Wonder if you could. That'd be a cool experiment I could do at some point. I wonder if that would work. Maybe. Just get a bunch of steel or some kind of cable, any kind of cables, and like pull them real tight and bow them. I wonder if that'd do anything. This one is oddly calming, in a way. Quite like it. Sounds like those little fun pianos. I actually really like this one a lot, actually. Might be my favorite of the album so far. This is the kind of shit I would... You know what? Proper lighting. That's a lot of sub bass there, buddy. That was cool as fuck. I was gonna, when this is over, play this out through my speakers somewhat quietly and go and do stuff about the house or apartment, seeing as it's an apartment and it is not quite 2 in the morning. Not anymore. Not with that climax, whatever you call that. That was really cool, actually. You know, when you're making music, right? I always say melodies are a very important part, you know, of the actual music writing process, right? You need good melodies, right? You know, you need a song to be worth going back to, you know. And another thing is to make songs super memorable. A little trick for writing. Try and write moments in your music. Next track, track 6, Memento Mori. That sounds like someone brushing teeth. Hopefully it is theirs. I'm very pleased this album's actually utilizing the full sound spectrum, the whole sound frequency range. You know, you got a lot of sub, you got a lot of high stuff in there, you know. Lots of cool mixing and stuff. This shit is like, you know, made for my fucking really good speakers, which I cannot wait to play this out of at some point, probably later on in the day cycle. Super interesting. Some of this stuff actually reminds me of Kikuo's mixing. It's very like 3D feel and lots of stuff that's like very spacious, but also lots of stuff that feels like it's directly in your ears, in your brain. It's in your walls. sounds like some very enthusiastic teeth brushing. Again, I hope they're brushing their own teeth. Be super weird if they're brushing someone else's teeth. Not like people do that or anything. This album's remind me of a lot of things I've seen on the internet that I very much do not want to see, and yet I have seen. And I'm not liking that. Really appreciate that they're letting a lot of these atmospheres and just these more I'm really appreciating that they're letting these soundscapes just kind of like breathe, you know. This one's a little long. I feel like the track before earned its runtime. This one is kind of just, I don't know, good wallpaper, but even, you know, good wallpaper, you know, has a time, you know, to kind of resolve within. For a track this minimal and this kind of samey throughout, you know. I don't know if almost 8 minutes is exactly worth it, but still good. Last track, California Rhinoplasty. I forget what that is. It's not like a plastic surgeon, like a nose job kind of thing. Hold on. I have the internet. I'm on it right now. So smart, it hurts. I mean, it's rhinoplasty. Most people know that word, I guess. This got some Animal Crossing vibes to it, which I am totally fine with. Longest track at 10 minutes. I hope it doesn't go south. There's a lot of time for this to get bad. And the groove I liked is gone. But this one ain't too bad neither. A lot of this sounds very, like, again, very Nintendo to me, you know? Like, you know, some are kind of like DS era, some are like WarioWare or Game & Watch. There's a lot of those specific vibes going on here. Again, not mad at them at all. As a Nintendo boy myself, it's very welcome. YouTube glitch number like 47 I've seen today. Fix your damn buttons. Is that a slide whistle? My man. Goofy ass slide whistle. Not quite liking where it is now, but it, you know, it's been okay throughout the most of this track. I really liked how it started. I wish it would have kept in that same kind of ballpark, but guess not. I think spooky time is over. Lights are back on. This ain't too spooky no more. It's almost done. Yeah. And it's just over, I guess. What the hell is phonom? Interesting. Now, with albums like this, right? I gotta think. Well, there's a clear concept in mind. There's a goal in mind, you know, and that's kind of taking precedent over, you know, catchy songs or grooves or whatever you want, right? You know. So is doing that goal effectively? What is that goal? That goal is that they're making music out of sounds from surgery. I thought it was only sounds from surgery, but I guess, you know, there's some sounds like there's some like drums and, you know, a synth in there every now and then, or at least some like some mixing work, you know, chopping things up and stuff, you know. So did they do it good? Yes, I think they did. Some songs, like the first track, Lipostudio, and so on, I think do it the best because with like the squelchy sounds and stuff, you know, it's clearly sounds from surgery, you know, like the beeps and boops and stuff, but also it works as music too. Grooves pretty hard. It's pretty cool, you know. Some of these later songs, like if you told me it wasn't surgery, if you didn't tell me it was surgery, I would never know. It just doesn't sound like surgery, you know. I've listened to a lot of like ambient electronic stuff, you know, on the electronic end, the noise end, you know, the ambient end, you know, stuff like that, right? You know, and it kind of sounds like the IDM end, like it kind of sounds like it's in that realm, you know. It doesn't really sound like interesting samples. It just sounds like, you know, stuff, you know. Just sounds like, you know, beeps and boops from any old computer, you know. I liked Lipostudio and so on. I did like LRIASIK. That one was good too. I listened to a few of the tracks briefly, like the first little bits, like a year or two ago, I think. I remember liking that one. That's why so it was already saved to this playlist, which I haven't really put anything in a long time because I maxed it out a long time ago. I mean, I remember liking it more than I did, but Spondy, not Spondo. Unfortunately, um, I don't even remember what it sounded like. I just remember the ear thing. That was unfortunately my only takeaway from that song. The other one, I don't remember. Those two kind of lost me. Oh yeah, Spondy or Spondo. Spondy was yeah, it was like the brain association thing. Yeah, that one was fine. That was okay. Track 4, for Felix and all the rats, of course. Um, that one was really good. That's probably the best of the album besides Lipostudio and so on. Memento Mori and California Rhinoplast are kind of like, they're good, you know. Um, I'd say all in all, this album, I'd give it maybe like, gosh, I don't know. Cool concept. I wouldn't return to a lot of these tracks. But did the concept well. Because it's clearly going for a more artistic thing, right? It's not meant to be like groovy danceable music, but like I think all music, can and should be listenable, and although it's like an art piece, like this is definitely really good. It's missing that replayability and that just wanting to go back to listen to aspect, God, I don't know. Thinking maybe I don't know. I can't decide if I want it to be like a 3 or a 6. I'm trying to think of that in my brain right now. Let's see. Out of 7 songs, I actually liked 2. The rest were good. Ranging from okay to good. I'd say 4. I'd say it's a good 4. Obviously, in an artistic way, it's better than if we're looking at it as music. But I'm gonna look at it as music because that's what this is, and it's more of a 4. But I do think they pulled off the concept well. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, I guess. Don't throw anything fucking weird at people's teeth and/or ears. That shit's whack. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff on the internet. It's so like crazy. We have to. People are censoring their feet. Do you know that? People are having to censor their own goddamn. We can't even show feet anymore. It's like y'all are weird. Y'all weird out there. Fucking Brian. Fuck you. That's gonna do it for the video. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe. I try to cover music that the other critics and things don't usually touch, a lot of the times, when it comes to, well, pretty much every time when it comes to reactions, reviews, critics, all kind of stuff, right? It's always the artist at the top, the artist already made, like gotta get to the new Kendrick release, the new Taylor Swift release, the new Metallica, whatever it may be, or maybe it's just maybe it's not necessarily a big named artist, but just all the newest releasing music, all the new stuff that's coming out at the time. And I try and go back, and I try and cover artists that don't, for whatever reason, just aren't being talked about enough, aren't being covered, and I try to get them a bit more love, a lot of these videos are not the best in quality. I have a lot of things going on in my personal life. I'm trying to get better at production and stuff. It's a lot of time, a lot of money, but as of recently, I'm getting the hang of this. The audio should be good going forward. That is that. Obviously, I'm recording things in my room right here. Whoops. So in my front room right now. So like, it's gonna look a bit jank for right now. Especially with like the actual the actual setup of the visuals here. But in due time, it'll be good. I got my reactions. I used to just reviews where I just talk about an album. I don't really listen to it. Those are fine. I do genre explorations where actually, I, in the moment live, I will actually go and I will research interesting genres of music. I do plan to do one soon about 80s Brazilian music, MPB, I think is what it is. I do topic videos sometimes. What I'm starting to do recently is when I go out to open mic nights, I'm going to start with their express permission. I'm going to record local live music, support your local live music scene, support your local music scenes, all that. I will say that this one, Tumble, especially good. Check that out. Both are great, but like, I will personally vouch for Tumble. Amazing. Um, I live stream my practice sessions. I play drums really good. Kind of. I play keyboard really good. Kind of. They're practice sessions. I'm not necessarily trying to play the songs exactly. I'm just trying to just play over them with my own grooves, my own techniques, and just try and learn the drums with the help of songs as I go. I wouldn't really call these covers. I'm just kind of playing along with them, and I'm somewhat trying to play them. I do mashups, so if you want to check out those, also feel free. I'm going to also be making actual original music at some point in the future, so subscribe to look out for that. I also have a radio here, so you saw me saving the songs to playlists, those playlists. So every time I like a song, it goes in there. The reason why I say every time is because YouTube has glitches where videos get removed all the time. So a lot of things get removed, but this is close to every single song I've liked ever. There's probably about probably 500 or more that's not here. It's gone. Maybe even like 700. I don't know. But if you're ever wondering like what the hell does this guy know about music, feel free to browse. This will give you a pretty decent idea and stuff. And that is gonna be it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you like. If you didn't like, leave a dislike. That's totally fine too. And I'm on a roll. I might actually do a third one tonight. Holy shit, I haven't uploaded anything in like 2 months, and now I'm doing like 4 videos in 2 days possibly. Damn, I don't know. We'll see. That's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. And even if I don't like the music I'm hearing, because sometimes I don't really like some of the albums I hear, even if I don't like it, I'm just trying to shine some spotlight on these artists. And if I didn't like it, but you found some new music that you like, that is pretty much the goal of this channel, pretty much. So when you're like, feel free, scroll through my videos. If there's something that seems interesting to you, go ahead and watch it. You might end up really liking what you hear. Who knows? You might find your new favorite artist here or something. That's gonna be it. So yeah, thanks.